Okay, hello. Bart Simpson 67543 here, and I want to just take a brief minute and talk to you about my internet connection. Now, as you can see, I'm using a laptop, a PowerBook G4, which is already outdated because it does not have an Intel processor, running 10.4.11 Mac OS X. Now, as you notice, there is a cord running from this computer, and you may think, oh, it's just a wireless network cable. Then it goes into the back of this thing. This is just a modem. And then it has this gray cord, which runs all the way into the phone jack down there. Welcome to the world of DSL. DSL is, there are many types of internet connections. There's dial-up, cable, DSL, broadband, wireless. DSL is literally one step up from dial-up, and I have to say, it really sucks dick. It is the worst internet connection. Dial-up, you know, 56K. Well, my DSL is supposed to be at least 168K. Okay, I've seen dial-up load faster than my computer. I'm not kidding. My computer sucks. I have seen YouTube runs horribly. I can't play anything over 360p, or else it'll freeze every 3 seconds. Also, which I find another thing I find very annoying, is whenever I try to watch a YouTube video, even in 240p, when I press play, nothing happens for about 10 seconds, then it'll play as far as that little gray leader bar goes, and then it'll just keep rewinding itself, like automatically. So I have to click pause, I have to wait for the little gray bar to load completely before I can do anything. Now, there are some pluses with DSL. Two of them, which I can think of, you can use the phone and the internet at the same time, as many of you already know. The other thing, which, well, as you know, with dial-up you can't use the phone and the internet at the same time. And with wireless, the more people log on, the slower your connection gets. DSL only allows you to have one computer hooked up to the internet at a time, and for each other one you needed another phone line, which I think is really retarded because it's just stupid. Because it's like $30 per phone line, and you need to set up a new one. So say if you need 2 computers in your house, say one for business and say your kids want to use one, and you have DSL, you have a better chance of just getting Wi-Fi in your home. I think I am one of the last. I know I'm not the last. I know I'm not one of the last people that have DSL, but it definitely is a dying breed. And I get that many people don't have DSL and still have dial-up because of where they live. I get that. But I'm probably one of the last. I am probably one of very select few in my community that has DSL. And I'm going to tell you why. I live in the city of Berwyn, Illinois. It is a city 7 miles from downtown Chicago. And there are 54,000 people in my city. And all the kids in my school, most of the kids in my school have wireless. That's starting to become a big thing in country towns too, and my cousins have it. They live in southern Minnesota, and they have it. But I have DSL. I've had SBC Yahoo. Yes, I know that company SBC went under a long time ago. I have had DSL since 2003. Which was we really got, in my house, in my family, we got started on the whole computer and internet thing kind of late. We didn't get internet at home until May of 2002, and we had dial-up at that point. And that's when even dial-up was starting to be part of a dying breed. Um, we had it for, we got dial-up in June of 2002. So exactly a little more than 10 years ago. We had it until January of 2003 when my parents just got so sick of it. We got DSL. And DSL is a waste of money. I think we have it from AT&T. It's like $25 a month added to our phone line, I believe, just so we can use the internet and the phone at the same time. It is just stupid. The bill is astronomical. And I've seen dial-up prices from like $8 a month. And I was thinking of adding a second internet line to my at my house. We have DSL, and I'm not paying $30 a month to get another phone line, plus like another $20 on top of that. So I'm just most likely going to get I'm just going to get dial-up. I've heard it's like $8 a month from some companies. For my computer upstairs, and my computer, the one I have upstairs is old anyway. It runs Windows 2000. So, because I can't afford anything newer. I'm not poor, but we just don't have it's the economy. We just don't have a lot of extra money. That's how it is in my house. So, we just don't have a lot of extra money. So, I have a cheaper computer, an older computer. But it doesn't matter, really. Internet's the only thing I care about, really. Well, that sounds kind of mean. The only thing I care about on a computer. That and Windows Movie Maker. And I have a funny story about that. Everything makes me think of a story. I found a Windows XP computer in an alley. I found a Dell Dimension 2350 just sitting there in the alley. It had Windows XP and a Pentium 4 processor, so I took it home, I cleaned it up, works perfectly, don't know why they were throwing it out. And I was just looking through the different connections that the people had on it before, and I was surprised to find out that they had SBC Yahoo DSL, just like me. But I'm pretty sure they got rid of that a long time ago. Yeah, so I'm one of very few that have DSL in my community. So, I mean, I'm used to it at my home because I've grown up with it. I mean, I was 4 years old when we got DSL, which was in January 2003, because I didn't turn 5 until November 2003. So, I was used to it. I'm used to it. But, I go to my friend's house, they have Wi-Fi, oh, they got those network cables. My friend has a Dell Dimension 2350 who also found it in an alley, just like me, except his was upgraded to Linux by somebody. And he has a network cable running through, it's kind of weird. His house is split into 2 apartments. His mom lives in one and he and his dad live in the other. And he runs it from his mother's wireless router. It's a network cable, or like LAN or whatever the hell you call it. He runs it from the router out the window across the side of the building into his room window and plugs it into his computer. So I thought that was kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, and his internet's like blazing fast, seriously. Yeah, they say DSL is supposed to, I think it was like 768K, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what they said basically is DSL. I don't know what my speed is because I don't know how to check it. But I just know I've seen dial-up load pages faster. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I'm not saying I want wireless. By any means, I don't want wireless. It's like $15 a month, and the more people that are on your thing, it slows down your connection. People can just hack it from outside my home anyway if I had it. So that's the one nice thing about either having dial-up, DSL, or cable. Basically your connection is safe. There's a common misconception between, and I've had this from a lot of people, there's a common misconception between DSL and cable. internet. DSL, you can't really see it from here, but they have this thing called a splitter. It plugs into your phone jack, and in one you run a phone line, which is right here, and the DSL in here. So that's DSL. It requires a splitter, and it's a cable. This cable is the thickness of a telephone cable, and it is the wideness of one. Where cable internet, basically you get from your cable provider for cable TV, and they can hook you up with the internet. They do that with satellite too. You can get satellite internet. And actually, I've seen commercials recently. I've read that a lot of people in the country, they're like, oh, poor me, I'm stuck with dial-up because of where I live. Well, actually, there's this thing from, I think it's HughesNet. It's this satellite internet thing that people in the country can get, and it's just, I think they said it's like 25 to 30 times faster than dial-up, which isn't bad. My internet now is like 14 times faster than dial-up, and so, yeah, so that's pretty much it, and please subscribe.